Welcome to the Venija channel. This is the SWIFT MT760, the global standard for issuing demand guarantees and standby letters of credit. Under current standards, the MT760 is no longer a single free-format text block. It is now a highly structured format designed to facilitate automated parsing and straight-through processing, or STP. Effective transmission requires strict adherence to SWIFT Category 7 standards and ICC rules, specifically URDG 758. To understand the mechanics of this message, we have to look at the three sequences that govern its construction: Sequence A, Sequence B, and Sequence C. Sequence A handles administrative routing. Sequence B details the primary undertaking. Sequence C provides conditional local instructions. Adhering to this specific structure eliminates network NACKs and ensures the message remains legally operative once it leaves the sender's control. Sequence A is the mandatory section for administrative details and routing. It begins with Field 15A, a zero-character boundary marker, where the tag is present but content is blank. Field 27, Sequence of Total, uses a numbering format to track the message's position within a series. Because the MT760 has a 10,000 character limit, longer texts require MT761 continuation messages, which Field 27 links together up to a maximum of 8 parts. Field 22A, the purpose of message, determines the validation logic for the rest of the MT760 format. Selecting the ISSU code indicates the direct issuance of an undertaking. Selecting the ISCO code indicates an indirect counter-undertaking. These selections trigger specific network rules. ISSU strictly prohibits Sequence C, while ISCO makes Sequence C mandatory. Field 72Z allows for administrative instructions, but these must use /formatted codes, such as /phone-ben to request a telephone notification for the beneficiary. If these routing fields are configured incorrectly, the SWIFT network will reject the transmission before it can be manually reviewed. Sequence B is the mandatory container for the primary undertaking or the counter guarantee. It starts with Field 20, the unique undertaking number assigned by the issuing bank. This field cannot start or end with a slash, and it cannot contain consecutive slashes. These errors will trigger a T26 validation rejection. Field 22D specifies the form of undertaking. You must choose between DGAR for a demand guarantee or STBY for a standby letter of credit. If you select DGAR, SWIFT validation blocks Field 49 and Field 41A. Since demand guarantees do not conventionally use confirmation or nominated bank availability, the format prevents their inclusion. Field 40C defines the applicable rules governing the instrument. Selecting URDG defaults to the latest version, URDG 758. If OTHR is selected, the specific rules must be described in a narrative subfield. These opening fields in Sequence B serve as a logic gate, ensuring that the following data fields remain consistent with international trade practice. Expiry logic in the MT760 is determined by Field 23B, the expiry type. Selecting fixed makes the date of expiry in Field 31E mandatory. Selecting cond makes a narrative expiry condition in Field 35G mandatory. Under URD must be documentary. The guarantor will only verify the event through the presentation of the required document. Field 32B identifies the undertaking amount. It follows a strict 3-letter currency code and 15-digit format. Note the requirement for the decimal separator. You must use a comma rather than a period. Field 77U holds the undertaking terms and conditions. This is where the bank's binding legal text is inserted. Narrative in 77U should not repeat data already present in the structured fields, such as the amount or the expiry date. By isolating the legal narrative from structured data like dates and amounts, banking systems can automate the calculation of risk exposure across their entire portfolio. Sequence C is utilized only in indirect structures, where a local bank must issue the guarantee. This requirement is flagged by selecting ISCO in Sequence A. This sequence communicates the requested terms from the counter-guarantor to the local issuing bank. Field 22K identifies the type of undertaking, defining the commercial purpose of the local guarantee. This uses standard codes like PERF for performance bonds or APAY for advance payment guarantees. The core of this section is Field 77L, containing the requested wording for the local undertaking. 77L is entirely separate from the counter-guarantee text in 77U. It allows the sender to specify the exact wording the local bank is instructed to use. In legacy formats, all text was combined into a single generic field 77C. SWIFT replaced that unstructured field with the separate 77U and 77L fields to prevent the commingling of different legal obligations. This separation ensures the local bank can clearly distinguish between the counter-guarantee that protects them and the local guarantee they are required to issue. The MT760 architecture serves as a framework for operational clarity, using structured data to manage complex legal liabilities. Before transmitting an MT760, verify these 4 validation points. 1. Ensure Sequence A's purpose code correctly triggers or omits Sequence C. 2. Confirm that choosing a demand guarantee excludes availability and confirmation fields. 3. Check that your expiry type has a corresponding date or condition field. 4. Verify that the legal texts in fields 77U and 77L remain distinct. Subscribe to the NIJA for more structured analysis of trade finance and global banking standards.